Hey guys, this is Tauna. Today we are talking about a huge change that is coming with Modern Horizons 3. We've actually kind of had a preview of it previously with a leak that happened, but this change looks like it's going to be very interesting for the future of the game, or at least I'm very interested to see how they can potentially use this. So you're probably questioning is why I've got this Ajani up here. This Ajani is coming from M20. I believe it was War of the Spark originally and stuff, but either way, the Ajani here is one of the few cards, there is a handful of different cards, that creates a token that is essentially already a playable card. So this Ajani here, Strength of the Pride, with his -2 ability here, creates a 2/2 white cat soldier creature token named Ajani's Pridemate, with whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 on Ajani's Pridemate. So you can see here, this is the actual card here from War of the Spark. Clearly this one here, you know, is the actual card. You can see up here the mana costs and everything. You know, this is, you know, it's an actual card that you can actually put into your deck and everything, not the token. There is a token version of this, which is this one here. As you can see here, it does not have a mana value. It's just essentially a copy of this card, but as a token. There are, as I said, a few different cards that do something similar to this. Like, for example, you know, the new Roxanne. So this Roxanne came with OTJ recently, Outlaws, and she creates a tapped colorless artifact token named Meteor, with whenever it enters the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to any target and then add 1 mana of any color. Meteor is a previous card, as you can see here from what's this, Dominaria United. This Meteorite come from you know, a proper card that you can, as I said, add into your deck there with a mana value of 5. That's, you know, this card just creates them. Roxanne just creates those. But as I said before as well, there is a Meteor token too. Again, no mana value, just literally a copy of this card, but as a token without a mana cost. However, this is all going to be changing soon. Now, I don't know if they're going to be using this on every card that is going to be creating a copy of a card that already exists, or if this is going to be a subsection of cards that is going to be creating essentially stronger tokens. But this one here is one that just got spoiled. I'll talk about this one here first, which is the Dissa the Restless. So this Dissa the Restless, Dissa, I don't know if that's Dissa or Dessa or how I'd pronounce that. She is the face commander for the upcoming Graveyard Jund deck. She creates Tarmogoyf tokens there, and she's all caring about, you know, Legoyf permanents going into your graveyard and such. But one thing that you're going to notice here with the token that she creates, so this one here is the token she creates. Down here, it's got, you know, it's essentially a copy of the Tarmogoyf card. It's got Tarmogoyf, it's got, you know, it's like a Legoyf, it has the exact ability that Tarmogoyf has and everything, but this section here is different. This token's mana cost is 1 colorless and 1 green. So, it would make sense if I had a, you know, brought up a Tarmogoyf here to be able to show you, which I'm going to do really quickly right now. So here we go. So this here is the actual Tarmogoyf card. You'll see here that the mana cost and everything like that matches over to the card. So it's creating essentially a copy of that card rather than creating a token version of that card. It is still a token. Don't get me wrong, it's still a token and everything. But the fact that it's got a mana cost is very, very interesting. That's not the only card that did it before, as I said about this one here. So this one was spoiled today. This version over here is a leaked version of it. Ral and the Implicit Maze. So this is a new saga, but down the very end here, it says create a Spell Gorger Weird token. It's a 2 colorless, 1 red, 2/2 weird creature token with whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a +1/+1 onto it. This is already a card. This one here is from War of the Spark here. You can see, and the mana cost matches across. So it looks like potentially from now on, or, you know, potentially from now on, for some of the cards, they are actually going to be giving mana values to them if they are copies of cards that already exist. So that means that, you know, this one here, it's just creating a spell Gorger weird that's going to be a token, right? Now, previously, as I said, these would not have a mana value. This does not have a mana value. This Meteorite, this Ajani's Pridemate does not have a mana value, despite the fact that it is an exact copy of this Ajani's Pridemate non-token version. But that means that certain things are going to be a lot better for these kind of token decks or the token creators when, you know, there's certain cards around. So say, for example, this Pest Control. This is a huge card, right? This came with the big score with OTJ. Destroy all non-land permanents with a mana value 1 or less. So that will not hit the Tarmogoyf. It will not hit the Spell Gorger Weird, but previously it would have hit, you know, the Meteorites or the Ajani's Pridemate. So being able to bypass these kind of annoying removal kind of spells, there has been a few recently, or, you know, across the course of, you know, decks and stuff, and with stuff like treasure tokens, clue tokens, you know, food tokens, all of those type of decks just building up, and so many different token decks, these kind of, you know, token removals, removing stuff based off of mana value are huge. And now, thanks to this change, they're not going to be able to hit things. Or the Hideko consumes all here. Again, the same kind of thing. Destroy each non-land permanent with a mana value 1 or less. You're going to be able to bypass that. The Ratchet Bomb is probably the best example of this, because previously you would have been able to put Ratchet Bomb out for 2, sack it, immediately destroy everything with mana value 0 or mana value 0, because it would have no charge counters on it. You'd have no charge counters, you destroy everything with CMC 0. But you're going to be able to bypass this. This is really, really great in my opinion, and a really good change that allows them to be able to do some really cool stuff where we create tokens of existing cards. But the thing is that we've already seen this. We've talked about this previously on my channel, where we talked about this new Offspring mechanic coming up. The Offspring mechanic is going to be a part of Bloomburrow. We don't know entirely what it is, how exactly it works or anything like that, but we have seen one of the tokens for it. This Bloomburrow token set was spoiled probably 3 months ago, I want to say. Something like that. And it has a card in here, this Warren Warleader, which I'll blow up right here. Warren Warleader, it's a token creature, Rabbit Knight. Whenever you attack, choose one, and it's got create a white rabbit token that's tapped and attacking. Attacking creatures you control get one or more. Get +1/+1. But this part here, this token's mana value is 2 colorless and 1 white. Therefore, we know that Warren Warleader is very likely to be an actual card, and potentially there's going to be something to do with this Offspring mechanic here. You know, creating tokens that are going to be, you know, maybe like the king or something like that creates tokens that are Warren Warleaders, or, you know, there's a whole bunch of different ways that they can create stuff. You know, barracks, like a rabbit barrack that's putting out, you know, Warren Warleaders, or, you know, these Rabbit Knights or something like that. You know, there's so many different areas that they can potentially use this to create tokens of existing cards that I'm very excited to see. So I'd love to hear from you guys as what you think. You know, what do you guys think of this mechanic? How do you think this is going to, you know, change things and everything? I hope you guys had a wonderful day, and goodbye.